Okay, so let's start with the paper of 2021. Again, uh, okay, so in 2021, the cutoff was 87.5. Okay, so it was even below 90. Okay, so again, we'll be going with the same approach. The high risk, high reward game. We'll keep our attempts in the range of 85 to 95. Okay. So let's start with the first question. So here, the governor of the RBI is appointed by the central government. Then again, even if it is even if they are talking about the authority, okay, this is based upon the knowledge. That this one is correct. So if one is correct, our B option is automatically eliminated. Okay. Second, the governor of the RBI draws its power from the RBI Act. Right. So if you have, we have already seen key with respect to the details of the provisions, they are already always covered in the specific statute or specific laws. So laws related provisions we consider as correct, right? So 1 and 3 are correct. Again, this is eliminated. If you see the second statement, certain provisions of the constitution. So even if the word certain is there, then also as per our elimination strategy, we consider the provisions given in the constitution or the statements like defined in the constitution, those kind of the statements we consider as incorrect, right? So based upon that, your answer is C. Okay. Next. Again, with reference to the casual workers employed in India, consider the following statements. All casual workers, so all is the extreme statement for us. Both for both of these two, right? But if you see, if you eliminate both of them, we won't be having any of the answer, right? Then government can, again a possibility statement, by notification specify that an establishment or industry shall pay wages only through its bank account. Okay, it's fine because government may have the power to call that particular industry to mandate them that to pay the wages through the bank account. Okay. Now we'll consider third as correct. But out of these two, both are the extreme statements, so we have to pick just one. Okay, don't go with 1, 2, 3 when all are the extreme statement. Right? So when all are the extreme statement, at least one of it has to be wrong. So in that, first eliminate 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now if you compare these two, so all casual workers are entitled for regular working hours and overtime payment. Again, if you can see, this is the mandate under the DPSP also, right? And this is a out of these two, first and second, right? First is more extreme compared to the second because it's completely normal to have the provision related to the working hours and the overtime for even for the casual workers, right? So we'll consider 1 as incorrect and 2 and 3 as correct. So our answer is going to be B. Right? Then next, the third question. Again, the applied economic section. Which among the following steps is most likely to be taken at the time of economic recession? Okay. Steps most likely taken. right? So, okay, so if you have left 29 questions, that means you have left a lot of questions, right? Our strategy is maximum risk and maximum reward. So you should attempt minimum of the 85 questions. Okay. So a recession means, what is the meaning of recession? So basically during the time of recession, there is no demand, right? So whenever there is no demand, the steps that you take, right? So to revive the demand, you increase the liquidity. Right? So now you just compare the options for which liquidity is increased. So cut in the tax rates. So obviously if tax rates are cut, then people will have more money to spend, right? That is correct. But increase in interest rate. So if the interest rate increases, then automatically there will be less demand for the credit. And if the credit is low, there will be low consumption, right? So this won't come. Again, increasing tax rates. If the tax rate is increases, again there will be less money to spend. So this is also not correct. 1C. Okay. Again, if you see, these two are again completely contradictory. Increase in the expenditure on public projects. So if government expenditure increases on the public projects, there will be greater liquidity in the market. If there is greater liquidity, automatically it will come out of the recession. So answer is B. Then other things remaining unchanged, market demand for good increases. Okay, so when the market demand for the good increases, okay, let's take again, the one approach is simplify to solve the applied economic questions is to simplify it in terms of the liquidity. The second aspect is the example approach, right? We'll take just example. Okay, we will take the example of any of the shampoo. Okay. So when the demand of the particular shampoo increases, okay, when the price of its substitute increases, okay, that means you have a substitute in the form of soap, right? So if the price of soap increases and if the price of shampoo remains the same, people will switch towards shampoo, right? So automatically demand will increase. So one is correct. Price of its complement increases. Complement as in, okay, along with, suppose for example, if you are buying the tea powder, along with it you also require sugar, right? So if the prices of the sugar increases, right, automatically you will decrease the consumption of tea. So if prices of the sugar, which is complement to the tea powder, if the prices of it increases, then you will purchase less of the tea powder, right? So it won't increase the demand, rather it will decrease the demand, right? So one is correct, two is wrong. Again, this option has two, so B eliminated. Right? So here B is eliminated, D is eliminated, one is there, right? Now, if its price falls, so automatically if the price of any of the good falls, then its demand will increase, right? So 4 will also be there. Now 3, a good is an inferior good and income of the consumers increases. Again, if you apply the logic, so if the income of the consumer increases, so if income increases, rather than buying the inferior good, they will buy the superior good, right? If income increases, they wouldn't buy the inferior good, right? So the answer of it is 1 and 4. Again, get the example and make sure you are not getting these questions wrong, because these are the simplest ones. Again, with respect to the urban cooperative banks, they are supervised, regulated by local boards set up by the state governments. Again, the regulation part we consider as incorrect, but it was the current affairs based question, because during that time, the regulation and supervision of the urban cooperative banks was taken over by RBI. Okay, so there is basically the dual regulation with respect to the urban cooperatives. Okay, their banking function is regulated by RBI and their other functions are regulated by state level regulatory bodies. Okay, in case of multi-state cooperatives, it is regulated by central registrar. Okay? So first one is wrong. So even if you get first one as wrong, then also you will get your answer as 2 and 3. Okay? And again, second is the possibility statement. They can issue equity shares and preference share. Again, anyone can issue. Okay? Brought under purview of the Banking Regulation Act through amendment in 1966. Again, it is a fact. Okay, so as per our elimination technique, this should be wrong, but as we have already eliminated that based upon the elimination, we'll have to consider that as incorrect. If there would have been the option with 2 only, we would have gone with 2 only. Okay? Next. So bond yields are influenced by, right? Basically, concept of the bond yield means profit. Okay, so impact of the bond yields means the profit over the bonds. For example, suppose the bond is issued at 100 rupees. Okay? And there can be 2 scenarios where the demand is either higher or lower. So in case of the higher demand, right, the price of bond will go to from 100 to 110. So in secondary market, that bond will go to 110. So suppose there is the interest, so at the maturity of the bond, okay, suppose you are supposed to get 120 rupees, that is 20% as the interest. But now if because of high demand, if the bond is getting sold at 110 rupees, that means your profit margin has come down from 20 rupees to 10 rupees. So in case of high demand, the bond yields come down. And in case of low demand, if there is no demand for that particular bond, then that owner of the bond will sell that particular to lower price. That is in case 90 rupees. So in that case, on maturity, the profit will be higher. Right? So bond yield increases. So bond yield is universally proportional to the demand for that particular bond. Okay? Again, the bond yield are influenced by which of the following? Again, the actions of the Federal Reserve, right? So central bank, this actions taken by the central bank will always impact the liquidity, and if the liquidity is impacted, so does the demand, right? So the actions of the Federal Reserve, actions of RBI, both are correct, right? Okay, now we have to see inflation and short-term interest rates. Again, depending upon the inflation and the interest rate, okay, the investment is determined. Right? So all 3 will be correct. So if the interest rate is lower, okay, so in case of the lower interest rate, there will be greater liquidity and there will be greater demand for that bond. If the interest rates are higher, people won't invest in the bond, right? Right. Then, which of the following can be included in foreign direct investment? See, these are all the knowledge-based questions. You should know the basics of the economics. Based on that only, you should solve these kind of the questions. Okay? So, which are the foreign direct investment? Foreign currency convertible bonds. Bonds are always a kind of the investment. Global depository receipts, these are also kind of the investment where the foreign companies invest or the issue the bond into the Indian market. Okay. So these two are there. Then non-resident external deposits. So we have already solved a question in 2018 or 2019 where we have discussed about the assets and liabilities, right? So deposits are part of the liability. So liability cannot be an investment. 4 is eliminated and 1, 2 are already there into your answer. So answer is 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so even if you are confused, the FII are not considered as the FDI. Okay, even in that case also, with the elimination technique, by eliminating the fourth option, you can get your answer. Okay, next. Then effect of the devaluation of the currency. Now this is a one type of the question, okay, where you have to focus upon the word. So devaluation of the currency is that it necessarily means it must. Okay, just focus upon this word. Necessary means the devaluation of the currency must lead to which of the following. Okay, so improves the competitiveness of the domestic export in foreign market, right? Obviously with the devaluation, right? So earlier if $1, again take an example, earlier $1 was 50 rupees and with devaluation it has come down to 100 rupees, right? Earlier if an exporter, okay, if he used to export of $1, he used to get 50. Now with the export of just $1, he is getting 100, right? So he can reduce his price because his profit has increased. So in any case, the competitiveness of export must increase, right? Second, okay, increase the, or you first focus upon the third. Third is simple one, improves the trade balance. Right. Again, devaluation increases the exports. Okay, that is fine. But in case you have more of imports, right? Imports become costlier. Right. Earlier, suppose if you used to get 1 barrel of the oil for $80, your 80 rupees, now you have to pay more, that is 100 rupees. Right. So there may be a condition where the imports may be higher. In that case, devaluation may negatively impact. So it does not necessary. Okay. Increase the foreign value of domestic currency. Again, devaluation matlab कि रुपी का वैल्यू कम होता है. Devalue, that is decrease in value of the rupee. So if the rupee's value is decreasing, how can they increase the foreign value of domestic currency? Right. Again, earlier 50, now it is 100. So value actually decreases. So 2 and 3 are wrong. Sorry, the answer is 1 only. Right. Again, now they can frame a question in another way where rather than necessarily here they may ask the effect of devaluation of a currency is that it may or it can. Okay. So in case it can, then first is obviously correct. Third can also be correct. It can increase the, or it can improve the trade balance. Okay, in case your imports are lower. Okay, it may increase the trade balance. Okay, this one is going to be wrong always because devaluation itself means decrease in the value. Okay, so devaluation is always decreasing the strength or the value of the rupee. So 2 will never be correct. But if they would have used the word may or can, the third option would also have been correct. Right? That's why I always focus upon the words. Okay, next. So which of the following effects of creation of black money in India has been the main cause of worry? Again, we have done one such kind of question from polity where which is the most appropriate meaning of the liberty. Here also they are asking the most or the major or core cause of worry to the government of India because of black money. Okay, now if you see, all the four options are going to be correct. Okay, so because of black money, diversion of resources to purchase of real estate and investment in luxury housing. Okay, black money, majority of your black money is invested into the real estate, right? So this can also be correct. Investment in unproductive activities and purchase of precious stones, jewelry, gold, that is also correct, right? Many of the, wherever you see the raids or the photo of the raids of the ED, CBI, where the money has been found. So along with the cash, you always found the gold and silver coins, not coins, this biscuits, right? So that is also correct. Large donation to political parties and growth of regionalism. Again, majority, you know, the criminalization of the politics or the nexus between politicians and bureaucrats and the businessmen. So large donation to the political party is also taken. Last, loss of revenue to the state exchequer. Okay, this is also correct because of tax evasion. So you have to pick the most appropriate one. Okay. And the biggest cause of worry, now in such cases, okay, first you identify the subject from which this question has been asked. Okay, same question. Now see, you are getting a question in serial numbers. Now the questions from the different subjects are not scattered. Right? You are getting 1 to 10 polity, then next 9 to 10 questions of economics, right? So you are getting a serial questions. So now just remember that this is from economics. This question is not from the politics. So this is from economics. So from economic perspective, the major issue that government will face is the loss of the tax revenue or the tax evasion. Okay. So the most appropriate one is the tax evasion. Then is likely to be most inflationary. Again, the same kind of the question, most inflationary. All of these four are the inflationary in nature. Okay, repayment of public debt also, okay, borrowing from the public to finance a budget, again borrowing from the banks to finance a budget. Again, here if you see, these two are complementary because both of them are involving borrowing, right? So it doesn't matter कि borrowing public से कर रहे हैं या borrowing bank से कर रहे हैं, ठीक है? So both of them are complementary. So both of them won't be the answer. Now you have to think between just 1 and 4. And again, if you see from first three, there is no change in liquidity. Right? जितना market में पैसा है उतना ही रहने वाला है. Only thing it is changing the hands. Right? But in the last option, creation of new currency. That means there is the increase in the liquidity in the market, or new liquidity is getting introduced. That is the most inflationary. Okay? Yes. Again, these two are complementary, so you can eliminate out of these two. More liquidity is added through this. Okay? So D is our answer. Then the money multiplier. Again, we have already done the concept of money multiplier. It's the same question, right? They haven't, I think, even changed the option. So money multiplier with increasing the banking habits of the people, right? No. I didn't say कि similar statements में से एक होता है, right? If these statements are complementary or similar, both of them either has to be true or both of them either has to be wrong. Right? दोनों भी सही होने चाहिए या दोनों भी wrong होने चाहिए. Right? But वहाँ पे हमें दोनों में से एक ही choose करना है. So we can't choose just one of these two. Right? So both can't be correct. So money multiplier, it's the same question from 2019, I think. Right? Or 2018. Then with reference to the Indian economy, demand pull inflation can be caused by which of the following? Okay. Again, demand pull means where demand increases. And when does demand increases? When liquidity increases. Okay? When either liquidity increase, when liquidity increases, simple. Okay? Again, apply our liquidity principle. Expansionary policies, again, expansionary policies will involve reducing the repo rates or greater government spending. So liquidity increases. Fiscal stimulus, right? This also increases liquidity. Fiscal stimulus is given by government. That is, if government spending increases, liquidity in the market increases. So two has to be into your answer. So first be eliminated. Okay? Then higher purchasing power. Again, if your income increases or if you have the greater purchasing power, right, automatically you will consume more. And if you are consuming more, then you are increasing the demand of it, right? And if the supply remains same, and if the demand increases, then it will lead to the demand pull inflation. Okay? Then rising interest rate. So if interest rate rose, right, that means liquidity will come down. You know? So 5 doesn't have to be into your answer. So C and D are eliminated. So your answer is 1, 2, and 4. Okay. If you are confused in inflation indexed wages, don't worry, you check with the next options. Okay. Inflation indexed wages, again, it is neutral. For example, suppose there is a inflation rate of 10%. Okay, and your current income is 10 rupees. Okay, so you will have your current income is 100 rupees. Right? So with inflation indexed wages, you will get 110 rupees. Right? But even with increased income, with 10% of the inflation rate, you are going to get the same amount of, or you are going to consume the same amount as you used to consume before that 10% of the inflation. Right? So basically there is no effect in terms of the demand. Demand doesn't increase. So because of that, it is correct. But again, अपना liquidity principle लगाओ, you got 1, 2, and 5. 1, 2 correct, 5 incorrect. Right? You will automatically get your answer. Okay. The next. Again, it was a current affairs based questions. But again, if you apply the elimination technique also, so retail investors can invest in treasury bills and government of India debt bonds in primary market. So that was it was allowed in the same year. Right? So again, it is a possibility statement. So automatically your C and D are eliminated. Right? And if you see, again, is a government security trading platform of here they have given RBI, right? And Central Depository Service Limited is jointly promoted by RBI and Bombay Stock Exchange. Okay, here both of them, they have given organizations. Okay, but at least we have eliminated one. So we have to choose between these two 50-50. Okay, so if you have the knowledge, agar padha hoga, because it was in current affairs, you will know that second one is correct. Third to apna aise hi wrong ho gaya. Okay, but purely on the elimination technique, our answer will be A. Okay, because it is a possibility statement, and in these two, they have given the organizations. Right, so purely on the basis of elimination technique, you will get it wrong. But based upon the knowledge, because it was in current affairs, you will get it correct. Okay, so this is the first question where we have failed in elimination technique. Okay. Next, with reference to the water credit, again same principle, same elimination technique we will apply. ठीक है. Objective we will consider as correct. Then organization we will consider as incorrect. So our 2 is wrong and 3 is correct. Answer C. Okay. See, consistency, same principles you apply. Okay. Obviously, if you have the knowledge, give preference to the knowledge. If you don't, ensure the consistency in application of your elimination technique. Okay. If you get one wrong, you will definitely get one correct. Okay. So same principle, we got the answer. Then next, in India, central bank function as the lender of last resort. Again, this is again from the static. Okay. Providing the liquidity to the banks. It is a knowledge based question. यहाँ कोई elimination technique जरूरी ही नहीं. Then R2 code of practices. Okay. Again, focus upon the word. This kind of question we have already discussed. Code of, first they are talking about the practices. Second R2. Okay. Again, here there is practices. Ecological management, here no mention of the practice. Here sustainable practices. And here also no mention of the practices. Okay. So out of these two we'll pick. And again, R2 word is generally related to recycling, reuse, right, on that lines. Generally R2 का मतलब होता है recycling or reuse on that lines. So based upon that, you can pick your answer as A, because it is talking about electronics recycling. Okay. Yes. Next. Why there is a concern about copper smelting plants? They may release lethal quantities of carbon monoxide, can cause leaching of some of the heavy, again can, here also may. So these are the general statement. Okay. They may release sulfur dioxide as pollutant. Right. So as per our elimination technique, all the 3 statements should be correct, and we'll go with 1, 2, and 3. Right. But here also this is the second question where our elimination technique will fail because the first is wrong. The answer is 2 and 3 as per our elimination technique 1, 2, 3. Okay, that is fine. This is the second question where elimination technique has failed. Okay. Then next, with reference to the furnace oil, consider the following. Again, if you see the same principle, product of oil refineries, again furnace oil है तो oil refinery का by product हो ही सकता है. Some industries used it, okay, to generate the power. Some industries, they may or they can. Okay. Its use cause sulfur emissions into environment. Again, you know from the use of the oil, sulfur emissions is there. But कोई भी type का oil हो, sulfur emissions तो होती है. Go with 1, 2, 3. पिछला वाला wrong भी आ गया तो भी ये वाला correct है. Again, you are even. Right? Then blue carbon. Again, the word blue itself highlights the ocean. So you pick the options related to the ocean. Okay, here they are talking about forest, here petroleum, here atmosphere. Okay, blue signifies marine, so simple. Okay, in the nature, which of the following are most likely to be found surviving on the surface without soil? Okay, so surface without soil. Again, a simple elimination is mushroom तो नहीं होगा, because आपने जितना भी देखा है mushroom तो it is found in the soil only, right? So the A is eliminated, 1, 3, 4 is eliminated, 2 automatically becomes correct. All you have to do is think about moss. Okay, that. So you can go with either 2 or 2 and 3, which is 50-50. ठीक है. And again ऐसे कभी भी statements हो कि where see you are getting a questions की rather than giving the options they are giving only 1, only 2, only 3, only 4, right? So whenever you have the option ki where you know 1 or 2 are correct and you are just confused between one, okay, always go for the middle path, go with only 2, okay, when you have the 4 options. Okay, in case you have to pick, you pick only 2, okay, but थोड़ा तो आपको पता होना चाहिए. You should have eliminated at least one and you should know at least one is correct. ठीक है, कि सपोज आपको मशरूम पता है कि नहीं है, सो आपका ओनली ऑल 4 तो नहीं आएगा. ठीक है, आपको पता है कि दिस लीचन, ठीक है, कि लीचन it can be found because it is on the symbiotic relation with the plant, so it grows on the plant. It is not found in the soil. Okay, if you know this is correct, okay, and if you want to choose between these two, consider one as incorrect, one as correct, and go with only 2. Okay, in the questions, new pattern of the questions. Okay, next 21. Which of the following is used in preparing the natural mosquito repellent? Again, there is no elimination technique. Okay, nothing. You directly skip this question. No need to make any guess. कोई लॉजिक नहीं है इसमें. It plays safe. Skip. ठीक है. Next, consider the following kinds of the organism. Which of the above are the primary producers in food chain of the oceans? Okay. If you have any of the knowledge, then only attempt, otherwise skip this question also. Okay, so second question which we have skipped. Then to reduce the chance of being captured by predators, which of the above organism rolls up, protects its vulnerable part? Okay, so roll up and protect. Again, if you have the knowledge, then only attempt. If you don't, then skip. Okay, don't take unnecessary risk. Okay, there is absolutely no need. Even if you know one of, suppose I know about the pangolin. Pangolin is correct if you have read about it, because during that time it was in news. Okay, so if you know 3 is correct, then, and if you have 50-50, again you go with this. Again, in previous question also, where we faced with the same dilemma, whether to consider that one as correct or incorrect. Previously, as we have considered that one option as correct, here also we will consider that as correct. Again, a consistency. Okay, in previous question also, we had a doubt in that, we considered that as correct. Here also we had doubt in that, we considered that as correct. Okay. Only if you have the knowledge about pangolin, because it was in news that year. If not, skip. Don't make blind guess. Again, New York Declaration on Forest. Okay, which of the following statements are correct? Okay, here also, kids, this is his objective they have given. This is origin they have given. Okay, then legally binding we consider as incorrect. Okay, and India is one of the member. Generally we consider as correct. Okay, so यहाँ पे first we'll consider as incorrect. So 1 and 2 are eliminated. So 3, 4 and 2, 5 we have to correct. So 3 also legally binding we will consider as incorrect. So as per our elimination technique, answer should be D. Okay, but they have given answer as A. So this is the third question where elimination technique failed. Okay, again remember, the origin we consider as incorrect. Okay, in previous years also we have done it. It originated in Paris climate deal, etc. In 2019, 18, 20, in all the 3 years questions we had that kind of the question. ठीक है. So here our elimination technique failed. That is fine. So third question where elimination technique failed. Then magnetite particles, ठीक है, suspected to cause the neurodegenerative problems are generated as environmental pollutants from which of the following. ठीक है. Again previously also we discussed कि अगर 5 या 5 के ऊपर ऑप्शंस है, डोंट गो विथ ऑल ऑफ दी अबव. ठीक है, until and unless कि आप absolutely sure हो. That is the one level of the difficulty that UPSC has increased. They are giving 5 or more than 5 options and all of them are not correct. So blind guess यहाँ पे भी avoid करो. Okay, simple. Again, brakes of motor vehicles and engine of motor vehicle. Again, मोटर व्हीकल के ब्रेक से हो, इंजन को हो, अगर दोनों भी एक से आ रहे हैं तो दूसरे से आएगा ही. बोथ ऑफ देम आर कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री. सो 1 and 2 हैज टू बी देयर इनटू योर आंसर. सो वी हैव एलिमिनेटेड दिस all of the above and 1 and 2 has to be there into your answer because it is complementary. Okay, next, now you have to choose between 4 and this. Okay, so again if you see magnetite particles, so you simply apply common sense. The possibility of magnetite particles, is it more in the microwave stores within the home or from the power plant? Yes. So magnetite particles, ठीक है, as a environmental pollutant, possibility ज़्यादा कहाँ से है? घर से है या power plant से? Yes. Right. It is from power plants. So based upon that, you go with 1, 2 and 4. ठीक है. Yes. Next. Which one of the following is the filter feeder? Again, if you don't have the knowledge, don't make any guess. You skip. Okay, answer is oyster, but we are going to skip this particular question. Next. Yes, in case of which of the following biogeochemical cycles, weathering of rocks is the main source. Okay. Again, carbon cycle can't be there because it is gaseous. Nitrogen is also gaseous. Sulfur is also gaseous, you know. Okay. Phosphorus. This is knowledge-based question which you should know. Again, one more thing that you should read, the source of the phosphorus and sulfur in biogeochemical cycle. Okay, so biogeochemical cycle is static in your environment. So read that, and there the sources of phosphorus and sulfur. Okay, the natural sources. You may get a question on that also. Okay. Then next, which of the following are retrievers? Again, a simple. Earthworm तो आपको पता है. ठीक है, so one has to be there. Jellyfish can't be there. We all know jellyfish from the oceans. Okay, we know jellyfish is not the detrivorous. Okay, it doesn't survive on the dead organic material like earthworms. So we know one is correct. We know 2 is incorrect. We will get your answer. ये 3 का millipedes also we know. 3 has to be there. Okay. बाकी आपको पता ना भी हो तो भी चलेगा. ठीक है. Again, sea horses also you must have seen. They are also not survived on the dead organic matter. So it was easy elimination. Again, the common carbon metric. Okay. Again, remember the word common and carbon metric. Generally, whenever the word metric is there, metric is provided to compare something. Right? Metric is a parameter to assess or compare. Right? So the option has to be some level of the standards which can be use, and again a common is given. So some kind of a parameter, okay, which can be commonly used across the world, okay, to compare something. Right. So again, based upon that, assessing the carbon footprint of building operations around the world, assessing it can be enabling commercial farming entities around the world to enter carbon emission trading. This is not assessment, right? Enabling governments to assess the overall carbon footprints caused by their countries, right? So government, again, there is no kind of the comparison in this. Right? Again, enabling governments to assess overall carbon footprint caused by their countries. This also can be correct. Then last, again, this can be correct. This is incorrect. This can be correct. Assessing overall carbon footprint caused by use of fossil fuels by world in unit time. Again, this is assessment is there, but comparison aspect is missing. Right? Metric for comparison aspect, that is missing. So we'll eliminate this as well. So you have to pick between A and C. So at least 50-50 we have come. Right? इन दोनों में से आप कोई भी कर सकते हो. ठीक है? Then which of the following are that establish symbiotic relationship with other organisms? Again, fungi you know, protozoa you know. And in previously also, we have considered that option as correct, right? Where we had the doubt. So for example, in this particular question, in this one, right? Suppose you know about pangolin. Okay, so these two are eliminated and you have to choose between these two, and you are confused with this. So you consider this as correct here, right? Though you don't have the idea, you consider that as correct, right? So we'll go with the same approach. So here also, ठीक है. Okay. So here also, if you see, in this particular question, so we have the knowledge about the fungi and protozoa, and we are confused in this. So as previously also we have given the benefit of doubt to that option. Here also we'll give the benefit of doubt to that option. And suppose in case in previous question, if you have eliminated that one option, okay, if you have gone with only 3, okay, here also do the same, here also eliminate that and go with 2 and 3. Okay, ensure the consistency in your thought process. ठीक है, तो उसमें accuracy ज़्यादा रहेगी. So here 1, 2 and 3. You can generally give the benefit of doubt to the option. Okay. So again, with reference to the Chausat Yogini temple situated near Morena, we know Morena is in MP. Which of the following is correct? Again, temple built during the reign of dynasty, we consider that particular as incorrect, right? Then only circular temple built in India, again extreme statement, we consider incorrect. But if you see the options, here, you will find that as per elimination technique, both 1 and 2 are incorrect, but there is no such option, right? So what we will do, again, it was meant to promote the Vaishnava cult in the region. We generally consider incorrect. And the design has given rise to the popular belief that it was inspiration behind Indian Parliament building. Again, it is a general statement because they are talking about the popular belief. Okay, nothing to eliminate, no extreme statement as such. We'll consider that as also correct, right? But there is no such option. Okay, 3 and 4 is not the option. So what now we have to do is we have to make a choice between these two. So here they have given origin, and here it is extreme statement. Okay. In one of the previous question also, when we had to choose between two elimination techniques, okay, yesterday's session or the day before yesterday's session also, in 2020 session also, wherever you are faced with such dilemma, always consider extreme statement as incorrect and that one as correct. Okay. So whenever you are doubtful with respect to the fact and extreme statement, okay, consider extreme statement as wrong and fact as correct. Okay, so here also we'll consider one as incorrect. So if you consider one as incorrect, you will have 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so as per elimination technique, answer will be 2, 3, and 4. Okay, but still we will get that. Sorry, not 2, 3, and 4. Sorry. Okay, so this is extreme statement. Right? We consider extreme statement as wrong and fact as correct. Okay, so we will consider 1 as incorrect and 2 as correct. Sorry, 2 as incorrect, extreme as incorrect, right? Yes, in fact as correct. So we'll get our answer as 1 and 4. Okay. Then which of the following ancient towns well known for elaborating system of water harvesting and management? Again, it should be knowledge based. You should know the Harappan sites. Okay. Every now and then, every alternate year, they ask the question on the Indus Valley civilization. So read it thoroughly. Okay. And specifically, they are urban towns. Okay. Again, this one requires a careful reading of the question. In the first quarter of the 17th century. So what is the time period? 1600 to 1625. The first quarter. Right? So that is the period when Britishers just arrived in India. So they arrived in India in 1600. So that means कि 50 just 25 years के period में उनके पूरे इंडिया में तो नहीं होंगे. And from the spectrum you know the area where they first established their trading port or the factory, it was सूरत. ठीक है, पहला कहा था सूरत. So base next 25 मतलब first 25 years में उनकी फैक्ट्री सूरत के आजू बाजू ही होगी. All over India तो उतने fast they won't go. That's clearly not possible, right? So सूरत के आसपास आपका कौन सा है? भरूच, right? It's also in Gujarat. त्रिचनापल्ली तो नहीं होगा, ठीक है, इतना दूर 25 साल इतना जल्दी पहुंचेंगे ही नहीं, right? So you know first is correct, third is incorrect. So again 1 and 2, right? So previously also we have given, just a second, benefit of doubt to the, we have considered that as correct, right? Previously also, because we are 50-50. So we will go with 1 and 2. Okay. But here our answer will, or elimination technique will fail. Answer is A. But again we have ensured consistency. Wherever we have doubt, we have given benefit of doubt to that particular option. This is, I think, 4th question where our elimination technique failed. Okay. Again, the chronology. This is, last year also they asked the question on the chronology. This year also they asked. We can't do anything about this. If you have the knowledge, then only attempt. If not, you skip. There is no elimination technique. Okay. Answer is Bombay. So according to Portuguese writer Nunes, the women were expert. Vijayanagar Empire were expert in which of the following areas? Okay. Then astrology and soothsaying, both are complementary because both involve the predicting of the future based upon the movement of the stars, right? So both has to be there into your answer or both can't be there into your answer. So ऐसा एक भी option नहीं है कि जिसमें 2 and 4 दोनों नहीं है, ठीक है? So both has to be there into your answer. And again, if you see, if they are learning about astrology, okay, if women are allowed to learn about astrology, then that means they would have also been allowed to learn about mathematics. ना ऐसा तो नहीं हो सकता ना कि एस्ट्रोलॉजी को ही परमिट करते हैं और मैथ को नहीं करते हैं, right? That can't happen. So if they are allowed to do astrology, they will also be allowed to do the accounting. It's a common sense, right? Common logic. So you can't, 2, 3 and 4 are correct. You don't have the option. So you have to go with 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Soothsaying is also related to the, soothsaying means Bhavishyavani. Again, if you see Jyotish Shastra and Bhavishyavani, right, दोनों सेम ही है, ठीक है? अगर ज्योतिष शास्त्र कर रहे हैं तो भविष्यवाणी करेंगे ही, अगर भविष्यवाणी कर रहे हैं तो ज्योतिष शास्त्र पढ़ेंगे ही. Both are complementary. So 2 and 4 has to be there into your answer. There is no one option where 2 and 4 is, I mean, see, either both of them has to be into your answer. So based upon that, these two options are eliminated. Or both of them should not be into your answer. So ऐसे options ढूंढो कि जहाँ 2 भी नहीं है 4 भी नहीं है, but ऐसा एक भी option नहीं है. That means both of them are correct. So वहाँ से ये 2 eliminate हो गए. Now you have to pick between these two. And अगर ज्योतिष शास्त्र पढ़ने दे रहे हैं तो मैथ्स तो पढ़ने देंगी ना. ऐसे तो रैंडमली कोई पॉलिसी बनाएगा नहीं कि सिर्फ ज्योतिष शास्त्र पढ़ो मैथ्स मत पढ़ो, ठीक है? That. Then with reference to the Mandapalli of Andhra Pradesh, which of the following is correct? Again, no elimination technique. Okay, you just skip such questions. Okay, no need to take unnecessary risk or no need to make any blind guesses. Okay, next. Again, historical places, rock cut shrines, terracotta art, copper artifact. Only if you know the answer, then only attempt. Otherwise, skip. Okay, no point in making unnecessary attempts. Okay, 2 and 3. Then it was during reign of Iltutmish that Genghis Khan reached Indus in pursuit of the fugitive prince. It was during the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq that Taimur occupied Multan and crossed the Indus. It was during the reign of Devaraya II of Vijayanagara Empire that Vasco da Gama reached coast of Kerala. Okay, if you have the knowledge, okay, that's why it's very important in recent years to remember the proper these dates of the kings as well as the empires. Okay, इसी पेपर में 2 questions आ गए. One is with respect to the chronology, ठीक है, जो previous page पे, and now with respect to the events. ठीक है, अगर आपको basic भी idea है, you would know that Krishnadev Raya died in 1446 and Vasco da Gama arrived in 1498. Okay, so this is wrong. Again, based upon these two. If you have the basic understanding, then only attempt. Otherwise, don't. One automatically become correct. Okay, this one is also wrong. because Muhammad bin Tughlaq and Taimur ka period is very different. Okay, Muhammad bin Tughlaq belong to, see again, if you want to go into detail or if you have the basic understanding. Okay, just a second. Okay. This, if you have the basic knowledge, then only attempt, otherwise just skip. Okay. So if you know Muhammad bin Tughlaq and Taimur ka time period are completely different. Okay. That can eliminate this. अगर नहीं पता है then simply skip this. But ये basic आपको पता होना चाहिए with respect to Delhi Sultanate, every Sultan what he did. ठीक है, major achievements of Iltutmish, major achievements of Balban, वो सारे आपको properly पता होने चाहिए. ठीक है. Next, Saint Francis Xavier was one of the founding members of Jewish order. Francis Xavier died in Goa and a church is dedicated to him there. So the feast of Saint Francis Xavier is celebrated in Goa each year. Again, if you see, these two statements are complementary in a sense, right? These two appear. If he died in Goa, then obviously church would have been there. A simple commonsensical mindset, ठीक है, और simple mindset is both these statements become complementary. वहीं पे मरा होगा, वहीं पे church होगा, and वहीं पे उस church में ही festival होता होगा, right? That appears logical. So 1 and 2 are 2 and 3 are correct, and history में generally we don't go with 1, 2, 3, right? So we should go with 2 and 3. Okay, as per our elimination technique or the method of solving the papers. Okay, but here also answer is 1 and 3. So the elimination technique failed in, I think this is the 5th question. Okay, that's fine. With reference to history of ancient India, which of the following statements are correct? Okay, again, in all the 3 statements, they have given the comparison. Okay, again, there is no logic that can be established. Okay, so you simply skip this question. Okay, answer is Bombay. Because तीनों में ही comparison दिया है, so we can't eliminate the comparison. ठीक है. Then with reference to the history of ancient India, Bhavabhuti, again one of the important theme in the art and culture is literature. So properly आपको literature पता होना चाहिए. Bhavabhuti, playwriters, वहीं पे खत्म. Then Montagu Chelmsford reforms of 1919 recommended granting voting rights to all women. The Government of India Act of 1935 gave women reserved seats in legislature. This we know as correct. Okay. 8th August 1942, the launch of Quit India movement was adopted by AICC. Okay, simple. Okay, again, if you want to eliminate the options, just for cross-checking, you simply mention the yes. Viceroy Executive Council was expanded to include Indians. It was after the Wavell Plan, 1945. Right, Congress ministers resigned in provinces, 1939. Right, individual satyagraha ke time mein. In Cripps proposal, okay, it was at the end of this 1942. Again, this will just confirm your answer. Okay. Thus, who among the following associated with songs from prison? Again, if you have the a translation of ancient Indian religious relics in English. Okay. Again, if you have the knowledge, then only attempt, otherwise skip. Okay, so translation of that into the English. The next, medieval India sequence at ascending order in terms of size. This is the static of the administration. Again, from this, identify the important theme, okay, with respect to the ancient and medieval. So whatever kingdoms you are doing, okay, for that try to properly cover their administrative structure. Okay, in that you will be having the different officers, okay, and the divisions. Okay, so divisions in terms of provinces, districts, villages, उन terms के terminologies क्या थे, and for administering them, who was the official appointed. And third, with respect to the revenue policies. So for all the kingdoms and from ancient and medieval, make sure you are properly covering their administrative structure. Okay. That. Next. Who among the following was associated secretary of Hindu female school, which later came to be known as Bethune female school? Again, ये knowledge based होना चाहिए, ईश्वर चंद्र विद्यासागर. Then Shahnawaz Khan, Prem Kumar Sehgal, and Gurbakh Singh Dhillon, the INA trials of 1945. With reference to Indian history, the Nizamat of Arcot emerged out of Hyderabad state, Mysore kingdom emerged out of Vijayanagar empire, and Rohilkhand kingdom was formed out of the territories occupied by the Ahmad Shah Durrani. Again, all of these statements are talking about the origin. Right. Origin to normally we consider as wrong. तो यहाँ पे तो तीनों दिए. This is the question also which we will skip. Right. Next. Again, with respect to the reverse. Here also no elimination technique. If you have the knowledge, you attempt. Otherwise, skip. Okay, answer is A. Just make sure to do the value addition of this into your notes. So 21st February is declared to be the International Mother Language Day by UNICEF. Again, an organization and the data. Okay, so generally we consider that as incorrect. Okay. Second, demand that Bangla has to be the one of the national languages was raised in Constituent Assembly of Pakistan. Now this was a very important statement. Majority of the students consider that as incorrect. Here Pakistan mein, how can Pakistan have the Bangalore as the official language? They thought on that lines. But a simple understanding, if you understand the context. So during the Constituent Assembly of Pakistan in 1947, there was East Pakistan also, which was part of Pakistan. So East Pakistan belonged to that the present Bangladesh. Okay, so obviously they would have the demand to make Bangla as the national language. Right, so it was a very easy statement. Okay. So 2 is correct. That is why you have to know the context of the events. Again, conventional chemical farming. Here also all the 3 statements are, all the 4 are comparison. But again, we will go with knowledge. Permaculture farming basically means the natural one. Okay, and conventional chemical farming. Okay. So permaculture farming discourages monoculture practices. Again, It is more of a natural system, so it would discourage monoculture practices. It will go for crop diversification, right? Whereas conventional chemical farming, which happens in the Punjab, Haryana, or the green revolution effect, right? Irrigation, yielding variety seeds, and monocropping. But in conventional chemical farming, monoculture practices are predominant, right? It is correct. So first is correct. So you are eliminated C and D. Then conventional farming can cause increase in soil salinity. Okay, conventional chemical farming can cause increase in soil salinity. Again, we are seeing it in Punjab. We have the example. But the occurrence of such phenomena is not observed in permaculture farming. Again, in natural farming, we won't see such a phenomenon, right? So this is also correct. Okay. Then conventional chemical farming is easily possible in semi-arid region. Again, think. So conventional chemical farming with respect to the chemical fertilizers. So wherever chemical fertilizers are used, you also require higher irrigation. So for example, you have the Punjab Haryana belt, right? There they use the groundwater. That's why the groundwater is so much depleted there, right? So conventional area cannot be carried out in semi-arid regions because it requires higher irrigation. Simple. So third is wrong, right? So one is correct, two is correct, third is wrong, fourth is also wrong, right? Okay, mulching. Again, mulching is related to natural farming. That is also correct, right? So simple and knowledge-based question. So with reference to the palm oil, consider the following statements. Again, is native to Southeast Asia. Again, with respect to the origin, native means origin. We consider that as incorrect. So even if you consider one as incorrect, you will get your answer. Okay, raw material for some industries, like correct, can be used to produce biodiesel, correct. Possibility statement. So 2 and 3 is your answer, right? Again, there is one more question about native. There also we'll go with the same. Okay, so Indus River system, again, the 4 rivers, 3 of them pour into one of them which joins Indus direct, among the which is Chenab, right? It is known as Kanchanad. Right? These are all from the NCERT, you should know. With reference to the Duana, no. Kuchaman, Sargol, Khatu. Okay, again, if you have the knowledge, then only attempt, otherwise skip. No blind guesses. The answer is D. No blind guess. Okay. Originate from the Eastern Ghats. Okay. Again, बाकी तो सब छोड़ दो, but Subarnarekha you must know. Okay, this is one of the major rivers. So Subarnarekha का तो आपको पता होना चाहिए. That is originates in Jharkhand. So आपका 3 तो eliminate हो गया. ठीक है. 2 automatically becomes correct. So you have to choose between 1 and 4. So at least 50-50 is there. Can based upon the knowledge. And that's why we advise कि जो super maps दिया है river का उसको properly देखते चलो. That is a HD image, right? So just zoom in on that and whatever rivers you can get from every region. Okay, one day you do from Himalayan region, one day the Western Ghat, one day Eastern Ghat, one day Central India, one day Northeast India. ठीक है, सारे आपके रिवर्स एक एक दिन में कवर करते चलो थ्रू दैट मैप. You will find the origin properly, right? So answer is 2 and 4. Here at least 50-50 you will get. Yeah. And then again, India has received license for seabed mineral exploration in international water. Obviously, agar international water, India must have received, right? Rare earth minerals are present on seafloor in international waters. Yeah, again, these are both we know. And here they have given the organization. Right? An organization we consider as incorrect. Again, answer is Bombay. Okay. Among the following, which is the least water efficient crop? Again, a simple. Okay, you know millets and gram are water efficient, or they require less amount of water. Sunflower is also one of the sugarcane. Okay. So in the tropical zone, the western sections, again यहाँ पे देखो कि they are giving tropical zones. So normally tropical and temperate zones are opposite to each other, because in tropical you have easterly trade winds, and in this temperate region you have the westerlies, right? So western sections of the ocean, let's take this as an example. This is equator, this is tropics. Okay, so what they are saying, the western sections are warmer here. Okay, so these have the high temperature compared to the eastern sections. Okay, sorry, this is west. Okay, this is your equator, this is tropics, and this is subpolar. Okay, so here they are saying it is has greater temperature western compared to the eastern sections. Western sections are the warmer than the eastern sections. Okay, and in the temperate zone, westerlies make eastern sections. So here they are saying opposite. So here you have low temperature, and here on the eastern sections you have the high temperature, right? तो वैसे अगर देखा जाए तो यहाँ पे जो होगा उसके अपोजिट यहाँ पे होना चाहिए, right? So both statements are complementary. So answer will either be C or either be D. One only or two only तो नहीं होगा, right? Because if in tropical zone temperature on the western sections are this warmer, then in temperate zone temperature on the western sections will be cooler, right? वही दिया है उन्होंने. तो both will either be correct or both will either be incorrect. A और B तो आएगा नहीं, right? And if you see the direction of the winds, it is easterlies, right? And here it is westerlies, right? So यहाँ पे अगर आप देखोगे कि easterlies winds are blowing from east to west. So as the winds blow from east to west, okay, so east के तरफ से they will carry the water towards west. So as they are carrying the water towards the west, at the eastern section there will be upwelling. So यहाँ upwelling होगा. Upwelling means cold water will come upwards. So obviously यहाँ पे temperature कम होगा. So this is correct. And as this is correct, this also is correct. Right? ठीक है? Yes. Next, climate smart agriculture. Again, is a part of project led by, here also they have given organization. Here also they have given organization. And here also they have given organization. So here organization वाला तो अपना logic बैठेगा नहीं. ठीक है? So if you have read about this, because it was from current affairs, so if you have the knowledge, then only attempt, otherwise skip. There is no other elimination technique here. Okay. Then leaf litter decomposes faster than in any other biome. That means decomposition जब ज़्यादा कब होता है? When there is more water or moisture and high temperature, right? That is the first condition. Then apart from trees, vegetation is largely composed of plants forms that reach up to into canopy. So canopy form ही क्या होता है rainforest में? Because competition to get the this sunlight, right? Because of that, it is only in the tropical rainforest. तो वही आपका आ गया. Then dry deciduous forest, ये तो नहीं होगा because canopy नहीं होता है वहाँ पे, right? And coniferous forest भी नहीं होगा because वहाँ पे high temperature नहीं होता है, right? Mangrove will also won't be there, right? Because there is also no canopy in mangrove, right? That. So answer is tropical rainforest. Next, the vegetation of savanna consists of the grasslands. Again, see, you are getting two questions from global climatic regions. So that is also the important theme. Okay, the source for it is the second part of GC Leong. They have given it in detail and they have also given the maps to cover that properly. Okay. Vegetation of savanna consists of the grassland with scattered small trees, but extensive areas have no trees. Forest development in such areas is generally kept in check by one or more or combination of some of the factors. Which of the following are the factors? So basically they are asking why there is no forest in savanna. Okay. So now eliminate the option. So burrowing animals and termites. If animals and termites are burrowing the soil, that means that soil is more suitable for the cropping or more suitable for the plants. Right? Burrowing se to aapka soil gets ready for the plants, no? So if burrowing is actually a good condition for the forest development or the tree development, right? So it can't be there. Fire can be a cause. Grazing can be a cause, right? Low rainfall can also be a cause, right? But one is not there, and two, fire or grazing, 2 and 3 are there. Okay, so answer is C. Again, it's an easy elimination. Okay. Then, with reference to the water on the planet Earth, consider the following. Again, it is a comparison wala question. Okay. Again, it is a static कि आपको इतना तो पता होना चाहिए with respect to water सबसे ज़्यादा कहाँ है, but if you go by elimination technique, you will fail. Okay, because दोनों भी elimination है तो either answer will be D. But you should have the knowledge. Knowledge के basis पे you should get the answer. And I think this is 5th or 6th question where we have lost. Okay, but remember कि the majority of the water is in majority of your water is in glaciers, right? After glaciers, you have groundwater. After that, you have surface. Okay. And within surface water, majority is ice, then lake, then soil, and then marsh, and after that, last is river. Okay. So remember this. Make a note of this. You can get a question. Again, repeat ho sakta hai. We have already seen the money multiplier question getting repeated. Okay. So in a pressure cooker, temperature at which the food is cooked depends upon, again pressure cooker पे पूछा है, temperature at which the food is cooked depends mainly upon which of the following. Area of the hole in the lid, obviously कि अगर वो होगा तो the pressure in the pressure cooker is determined by the area in the hole. That is correct. Weight of the lid, again if lightweight होगा तो because of the air pressure it may break and then air can come out or the pressure can come out. ना higher weight होता है तभी वो pressure अंदर ही बना रहता है. So 1 and 3 तो है ही. Then temperature of the flame, ठीक है, अगर simple mindset रखना है तो you consider that also as correct. Go with 1, 2, 3. ठीक है, even if elimination technique fails here. ठीक है, answer is 1 and 3. They haven't considered temperature of the flame. Okay, but that is a science, but it's fine. Okay, you maintain a simple mindset. Okay, you just imagine, so temperature भी होगा, you go with 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1 and 3 is the answer. Then bacteria, fungi, and virus, which of the following can be cultured in artificial synthetic medium? Again, as per logic, 1 2 3 should be there, but answer given is 1 and 2 only. Okay, so here also logic fails. I think seventh question where logic is failing. Okay, that's fine. Seventh or eighth, I don't know. Then here also our logic is failing. They have given the comparison, right, which we consider as incorrect. So as per elimination technique, answer should be D, but it is B. Yeah. If you have the knowledge, then only attempt. Otherwise, go with the elimination technique. So eighth question where elimination technique failed. Yes. So water can dissolve, again, ये तो static है, this is simple. Water can dissolve more substances than any other because of the dipolar nature. So with reference to the street lighting again. So now if you see comparison की वजह से हमारा previous question गलत हो गया था. Here if you see, ठीक है, ठीक है, here again all the three are comparison statements. ठीक है, so comparison वाला logic नहीं लगेगा. Then here you apply the common sense one. ठीक है, a street light sodium lamps have longer lifespan than the LED lamps. ठीक है, now all of us use the LED lamps. ठीक है, LED lamps पे कितना वारंटी देते हैं वो? They normally give 1 year or 2 year of the warranty. ठीक है, some of the LED lamps also have the 4 or 5 years of the warranty. Right, you won't find that warranty on the sodium lamps. Simple. Okay, so you eliminate this. It can't be more. So if you eliminate 2, your third statement automatically becomes correct. You just have to think about the first statement. Right. And as in the previous questions also, we have given benefit of doubt to that, where whether to consider it as correct or incorrect. In previous questions also, we had considered that as correct. We had given benefit of doubt. Here also, we will go with C. We will consider that as correct. Right? Again, consistency. You get your answer correct. Okay. Then the term AS2, it was very famous term. In 2021, it was related to the COVID. Okay. So it was viral diseases. AS2 was basically an enzyme on your surface of the cells, okay, which propagated the virus. It was in news. Next, okay, bisphenol A, a cause of concern, is a structural key component in manufacture of which of the following kinds of plastic. Again, we don't have any idea, but if you see polyethylene. So as per our similarity principle ki jab when you have the two similar options, ठीक है, दोनों में से एक होता है, so you can pick one of these two. Okay, then also you get your answer wrong. Answer is polycarbonate, but that's fine. Okay, this is our elimination technique. This fails. So I think it's 9th question where elimination technique is failing. Okay. Then triclosan, considered harmful when exposed to high levels for a long time, is most likely present in which of the following? Again, skip. No need to make blind guesses. Okay, if you know the answer, you attempt it, otherwise skip. Answer is toiletries. Okay. Which of the following is the reason why astronomical distances are measured in light years? Again, why it is measured in light years? Okay. Distances among stellar bodies do not change. Wrong. You know universe is expanding. So as it is expanding, the distance is also getting more. Okay. Gravity of stellar bodies do not change. Nothing to do with measurement. Okay. Light always travels in a straight line. Then speed of light is always same. As speed of light is always same, it can be used for the measurement. It's a simple logic. Okay, the D. Yes, you may see only way in which, or only way by which you can get this question incorrect is by not thinking straight. अगर straightforward, if you apply the simple logic, if light is traveling at the same speed always, then it can be used as the measurement of the for the distance. Right? For example, the distance of centimeter or the distance of meter is never going to change. It remains constant, and because of which only it becomes the parameter of or the unit of measurement. Right? A simple logic is there. So some students what they do कि यार UPSC इतना straightforward कैसे पूछ सकता है? So just remember UPSC straightforward thinking ही वाले ही questions पूछता है. Okay, so never go by the logic. यार it can't be this much easy. Okay, if as per your logic, if you are getting an answer, even if it's a simple logic or easy logic, go with it. Never think in that manner कि why UPSC would ask us such a simple question. UPSC asks simple question. ठीक है? Then 77, we adopted parliamentary democracy based on British model, but our model differs. Again, it should be a knowledge-based question. As regards to legislation, British Parliament is sovereign, but in India, power of the Parliament is limited. So this is limitation comes from Constitution. Okay, where the procedure is given in judiciary. The basic structure doctrine. In India, matters related to constitutionality of the amendment of an act of the parliament are referred to the constitutional bench by Supreme Court. Both of them are correct. This is knowledge-based question. With reference to Union government, consider N. Gopal Swamy Iyengar committee suggested that the minister and the secretary designated solely for pursuing the subject of administrative reform and promoting it. In 1970, Department of Personnel was constituted. Okay, so this is basically with respect to the origin. Right, so this is the fact. This is the origin. Right, so we consider both of them as incorrect. So as per our logic, answer is should be D, but the second one is correct. Answer is Bombay. Again, that's fine. I think it is the 10th question where our elimination technique has gone wrong. Okay, not 10th. It's 10th. No, that. Okay. Then again, right to privacy. In last 4 years itself, you have got this question 3 times. Question number 80. UPSC has dropped this question. Okay, I don't know the reason, but UPSC has dropped this question. Okay, 81. A right to the right to city is an agreed human right, and the UN Habitat monitors commitment made by each country in this regard. Yeah. Again, you need to remember there are few organizations where you can consider those as correct. The city or the urban sustainable urban planning. Okay, so sustainable urban planning is always dealt by UN Habitat. So if you get a question with respect to the urban plan, sustainable urban planning, okay, urban development nahi, sustainable urban planning, ठीक है, be it energy efficiency related वगैरह अगर कुछ रहा, if they give you UN Habitat, you consider that as correct. ठीक है, that. Here, though, even if you have been given organization, ठीक है, let's first consider this as incorrect. ठीक है, and if one is incorrect, then you have to choose 3 automatically becomes correct. You have to think between 2. But if you read the third statement, you will find that right to the city means that state cannot deny any public service or facility to unauthorized colonies. Apply your common sense. Okay, so basically this is saying that state has to give public service and facility even to unauthorized colonies. colonies. Yes. Will there be any okay, so will there be any such provision which will mandate the state to cater to the illegal immigrants or illegal colonies? No. Right. So this can't be correct at any cost. Okay, so your 3 has to be wrong. So if your 3 is wrong, one automatically becomes correct. Okay. And this is the objective or the feature of it, which anyway we consider as correct. So 1 and 2 is the answer. Okay. That. Then judicial custody means an accused in the custody of the concerned magistrate. Again adopt a mindset कि वहाँ पे भी 2 elimination technique के बीच clash हो रहा था. You didn't had the option of 2 only in this. Okay, so first was this organization, and second extreme wala statement. Right, कि state has to provide the rights to unauthorized colonies also. Right, this can't be done. Right, or this shan't also be done. So that is also incorrect. Right. So here also we consider extreme statement as incorrect and fact as correct. Okay, so question 63 to 67 we missed. Okay, we will do that once we are done with remaining questions. Okay, so judicial custody means an accused is in the custody of concerned magistrate and such accused is locked up in police station, not in jail. Okay, again, if you see judicial custody, okay, means accused in the custody of the magistrate. Again, judicial custody means कि वो judiciary के he is under the custody of the judiciary, right? So if he is under the custody of the judiciary, he can't be locked up in the police station, right? Normally police station में कौन lock होता है? Who is under police custody, right? That's a simple common sense. If he is in judicial custody, he can't be placed in police custody or the police station, right? Those who are under the police custody are placed in police station, right, where police have to investigate and do the 3rd degree or 2nd degree, okay, whatever that is. We have all seen it in movies, right? So judicial custody can't be in police station, a simple logic. Okay, so this becomes incorrect. Then during judicial custody, police officer in charge of the case is not allowed to interrogate suspect without approval of the court. Again, this is consistent logic. If he is in judicial custody, obviously you have to take the permission from the judiciary. Without taking permission from the judiciary, you can't investigate. So this is logical. This is illogical. Right, answer is Bombay. Okay. And then 83. Okay. When a prisoner makes out a sufficient case, parole cannot be denied to such person. Has it become a matter of his or her right? Okay. So again, a simple common sense. Can you think parole can be a right? Okay. He has already been given the sentence. So even within serving that sentence, if you demand the right to parole, okay, there is no logic in that. Okay, that can't be called as the justice. Right. So parole, so remember, parole or curative petition, that are not rights. Okay. Then state governments have their own prisoners release on parole rules. Again, remember this fact. I think previous year we have done, the prison comes under the state government, right? Under 7th schedule, prison comes under the state government. So all the laws related to prison, then parole, all are done by the state government. So it is correct. Okay. Next. Then at national level, which ministry is nodal ministry for implementation of traditional forest dwellers, recognition of forest right tax, right, scheduled tribe. So this is tribal affairs. Okay. Next, now this one is important, remember this. Okay. Can legislation which confers on executive or administrative authority and unguided and uncontrolled discretionary power. So basically, a law which confers on executive, matlab a law which is giving government and unguided and uncontrolled discretionary power in matter of violation of discretionary power in the matter of application of law. Matlab the laws which are giving supreme power to the government or the laws which are giving uncontrolled power or arbitrary power to the government, right? So if any law is giving unchecked power to the government, that goes against principle of rule of law, right? And rule of law is covered under Article 14. Again, eliminate the remaining two. Article 28 is related to religion, so it can't be that. Then Article 44 is from the DPSP. Again, it can't be related to that. Article 32 is judicial review, right? But rule of law is not related to that, right? This is between parliament and executive, the lawmaking. So judiciary has nothing to do with lawmaking, right? So it's Article 14, the rule of law which is violated. Okay. Then which of the following of the Indian polity is essential feature that indicates that it is federal in nature? Again, the provisions or the federal principles and non-federal principles. Okay. Independent judiciary, it is federal, right? Because only if the judiciary is independent, then only it will safeguard the rights of the states. If it is not independent, it will or if it is committed to the center, right, it will hamper the rights of the states. So independent judiciary is federal. So union legislature has elected representative from constituent units. Again, not necessary. A union cabinet can have elected representatives from regional parties. Again, it is not necessary or it is not constitutional. Okay, so we are seeing the present system also, where we have some of the ministers from the regional parties, but still we are facing the centralization of power, right? And fundamental rights. Fundamental rights have nothing to do with federalism. Federalism is basically division of power between center and state, which is protected by independent judiciary. The answer is A. Which of the following best defines the term state? Again, these all are from class 11th NCERT. Right. Previously also I have told you, conceptual questions comes from class 11th of NCERT. So definition of the state is properly given in that NCERT. The state has 4 characteristics. 1, territory, defined territory, government, citizens. Yes. Okay. And last is, sorry, there are 4 key features of the state. That is 1, sovereignty. 2nd, territory. 3rd, a government. Okay, it is just a government. It doesn't matter if it is elected or if it is monarchy or if it is representative. It needs to have the government. Okay, the nature of the government doesn't matter. Okay. And last, citizens. This definition is clearly given in the NCERT. Based upon that, you find a community of persons permanently occupying a definite territory, independent of external control, that is sovereignty, and possessing organized government. And community is your citizens. Correct. Okay, here a politically organized people of definite territory possessing an authority to govern them, maintain law and order, protect their mutual rights, and safeguard means of sustenance. It has nothing to do with the definition of the state. Okay, state comprises of these four things. Only option 1 gives that. Okay? That's why you need to read the class 11th NCERT properly. Again, if you can use the example approach to eliminate that, right? The politically organized people of a definite territory possessing authority to govern them, maintain law and order, protect mutual rights, and safeguard means of subsistence. Right? There are multiple failed states. Right? If they are not protecting means of subsistence, just African okay countries, right? You have Pakistan, where people are not getting enough to sustain themselves. No, that doesn't mean Pakistan is not a state. Third, number of persons who have been living in the definite territory for a very long time with their own culture, tradition and government. Right? अगर culture tradition की बात करनी होती तो इंडिया में ही कितने ही states हो जाते. India cannot be a single state. Right? For every different culture and tradition, we should have a different state. Again, that is wrong. A society permanently living in a definite territory with central authority, executive responsible for central authority, and independent judiciary. Again, not necessary. Okay, in China, you don't have independent judiciary. In China, you don't have executive responsible for the central authority. Right? So that doesn't mean China is not a state. Again, you eliminate based upon the examples. Okay. That. Then any retired judge of the Supreme Court of India can be called, again knowledge based, this is correct, can be called back to sit and act as a Supreme Court judge by Chief Justice based upon prior permission of President. And High Court of India has power to review its own judgment as Supreme Court, again as a court of record. It has power to review. Answer is C. Okay, the correct answer is C. I don't know why UPSC has considered this as wrong. Okay, as far as my understanding and as far as my discussions with the multiple lawyers, okay, the answer is C. But UPSC has given answer as A. I don't know why. Okay, if the question is repeated this year also, I will go with C only. Okay, I have no explanation for this particular. Okay, with reference to India, there is only one domicile and citizenship, correct? Citizen by birth only can become head of the state, not necessary. A foreigner once granted citizenship cannot be deprived of it under any circumstances. Okay, this is knowledge based. This is not the elimination based. Okay, which of the following factors constitutes the best safeguard to liberty? Again, best safeguard to liberty, separation of power. Majority have given committed judiciary. The concept of committed judiciary is when judiciary is committed to the executive, that is committed judiciary. So if judiciary is committed to the executive, okay, in that case it won't safeguard the rights of the people against the state, right? That. Then centralization of power is obviously not, and elected government is also not necessary to safeguard the liberty. We are seeing that at present, right? Our liberty is threatened by the elected government. Okay. So that, but separation of power is there because separation of power ensures independent judiciary and independent parliament, okay, which keeps checks on the executive. Okay, under the Indian Constitution, concentration of wealth violates DPSP, Article 38. Okay. What is the status of right to property in India? Again, right to property has been removed from the fundamental rights and included as the legal right, and legal rights are available to any person. Legal rights are not limited to just the citizens. Legal rights are applicable to all the persons. ठीक है, एग्जैक्ट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल स्टेटस ऑफ इंडिया on 26 January, again sovereign democratic republic, because secular was added through 42nd amendment, socialist was also added through 42nd amendment, so we are sovereign democratic republic, a simple one. Okay. Then constitutional government means, again we have already solved that constitutional government is limited government. We have, I think, solved that previously only in 2020. ठीक है, government limited by the terms of the constitution. ठीक है, again it's a simple, again here you can go for the elimination कि है भी हो कोई. ठीक है, first of all these appear tribal, and secondly they appear from the northeast region. No, so northwest तो नहीं होगा. ठीक है, then it won't be prehistoric cave paintings because prehistoric cave paintings are there in central India. ये नाम भी नहीं हो सकते, तो based upon these two you can pick. No, musical instruments or tribal language. ठीक है, tribal language is the answer, but 50-50 तो at least you are getting. ठीक है, then again consider following statements. Bharat Ratna, Padma Awards. Padma Awards are titles. No, they are not. Padma Awards instituted in the year 1954 were suspended only once. Again, fact or data is restricted to maximum of 5. Right? These two are the facts or data which we consider as incorrect. So all three are incorrect. They are not correct. So all three are not correct. Okay, simple. The United Nations Capital Development Fund and Arbor Day Foundation have recently recognized Hyderabad as the tree city of the world. Again, organizations. Okay, we consider that as incorrect. So if you consider one as incorrect, automatically answer is D. Okay, that. And consider the following statements. World Sports Award, which was instituted in year 2000. An American golfer Tiger Woods was the first winner. Roger Federer received for maximum number of times compared to other, and the award was received mostly by Formula One players so far. Again, all the three are facts. Right, so we don't have any answer because there is no option of none of the above. Okay, so we'll skip this question. Okay, no unnecessary guess. Then consider the following statement. Official motto of Olympics. Right, so this is motto part or the fact part we consider as incorrect. Then sports, climbing, surfing, skateboarding, karate and baseball are included in this Olympics. Again, when they give them this kind of the 4 or 5 this items, okay, normally UPSC doesn't make it so complicated that यार इन 4 में से एक को गलत करें. Okay, generally with respect to the sports, if they have given these many of the sports or these many of the items, okay, you generally consider it as correct. Okay, but or theme or motto you consider as incorrect. Again, here also both these statements are complementary. Why? Because they are saying finalists were decided by number of matches they won, and New Zealand was ranked ahead of England because it won more matches than England. Right? If statement 1 is correct, 2 automatically becomes correct. Okay, but answer is D, none. Or if statement 1 is wrong, 2 is also wrong. Okay, when statement 1 was wrong, it was not based upon number of matches won. Okay, they had their different system. Those who follow the cricket will know. Okay. And now I think we missed 63 to 67. Okay, 63. Okay, Moringa drumstick tea is a leguminous evergreen tree. Tamarind, matlab basically it is imli, is endemic to South Asia. Again, endemic we consider incorrect. So if we consider 2 as incorrect, we have to choose between this. In India, most of the tamarind is collected as minor forest produce. Again, tamarind means imli, right? So obviously we apply the logic key. Imli to for minor forest produce, as a minor forest produce you can collect, right? 2 is incorrect, 3 is correct. And so even if you go with our logic, 2 becomes incorrect. So this option is eliminated, this eliminated. 3 automatically becomes correct, 4 automatically becomes correct, right? You have to just use 1 and 5. Then seeds of moringa and turmeric can be used. This is utility or application, right? Ab imli ke, as it is organic, it can be used for the production of biofuels, right? So simple, we'll go for 5 rather than 1. This, right? Again, it is a fact. We are saying evergreen tree, which we consider as incorrect. And this is the application which we consider as correct. Again, same logic. Okay, previously also palm oil ka question tha, where there also we considered that as endemic as incorrect. Okay, black cotton soil has been, again, black cotton, you know, it is found in Deccan region and it has volcanic origin. So has been formed due to weathering of volcanic rock. Simple. Okay. Then 65, recombinant vaccines. Okay, genetic engineering is applied in case of the development of these vaccines. Bacteria and viruses are used as the vectors. Again, okay, if you have the knowledge, then only atom elimination technique is applicable here. Okay. Then with respect to the hereditary diseases, passing on mitochondrial diseases from parent to child can be prevented by mitochondrial replacement therapy either before or after in vitro fertilization of egg. Okay. So again, can be possibility statement correct. Child inherits mitochondrial diseases entirely from mother. Wrong. And the answer should be 1, but the answer is 2 only. Okay, so here elimination technique fails. I think this is 11th question where elimination technique has failed. Okay. That no, both are correct. Answer is C. Okay, both are correct, but still our elimination technique fails. I think 11th question. And Bolgard 1, Bolgard 2 technologies for this. This is related to the cotton. Okay. So genetically modified crop plants. Okay. Yes. So here also if you see in 2021 questions, we skipped more questions. I think around 15 questions we skipped. Okay, but that's fine. And don't attempt below 85. Okay, minimum attempt has to be 85, maximum 95, 96 tak rakho. Uske beyond jao mat, because around 10 questions you have to skip. There is no logic. Either you have to make a blind guess or so we have skipped more questions and we have got, I think, around 11 wrong elimination techniques. Okay, or we got 11 questions wrong by elimination technique. But still, even if you skip 15 to 16 questions, 15 questions, even if you attempt 85, and even if you get around 11 to 12 questions wrong from elimination technique, and around 6 to 7 questions were 50-50, right? So out of them, 3 more. So around maximum of 20 questions you will get wrong. Okay, again, the high risk, high reward game is working, but only thing is ensure consistency and 0 blind guesses. Okay? Yes. Because that has been the trend. Okay, the endemic, the questions on the endemic nature used to come before 2017, and it used to be always wrong. Okay, that has been the trend, or that has been the pattern in which UPSC asks the questions. ठीक है? Yes, sir. Yes. So day after tomorrow we'll be solving 2022 paper. ठीक है? Okay guys, all the best.